Hey YouTube, I am Tiberius and you're about to watch an edited recording of a Twitch stream. You can check out my Twitch using the link in the video description. If you enjoy the content, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to my channel. Thank you and enjoy the video. I think we just stay on the moderates for now. Alright, let's start photo gallery. We're not going to do Hack the Box tonight. Also, it's already like, I already usually have like 40 minutes left of the stream. Because the stream's just reached 2 hours. I usually stream for, 3-ish. So maybe we got another hour, but there's not a Hack the Box web app box, which will take an hour. Okay, here we go. Let's just try this one, see what we get. Alright. I've done G-Shop so many times though, it's so annoying. Okay, so we have this thing, fetch ID equals 1. I mean, so we could try some SQL injection. Could try something like and 1 equals what? Okay. And 1 equals 2. Alright, that was SQL injection again. So if we do, this is like blind SQL injection though, so this might be more fun. If we just do, where's encoding as we type? And 1 equals 1. Okay. So blind SQL injection. So let me go to my notes. All right, so we're gonna figure out. So basically, there's a few ways of figuring out which variant it is. So the way I'm going to do it is we're going to use basically we're going to go down a bunch of different queries, and if it succeeds, we know that we've got the right variant. Okay, and if it doesn't, we move on, and it won't be that variant. So the first one we check is MySQL, and for MySQL, the easiest way to check it is to so we need to do and right, the string foo, a space, the string bar, right, equals foo bar. Okay, so MySQL, and not necessarily only MySQL, but of the main database variants, if you give foo and bar with a space in between them, it will concatenate them in MySQL. All right, so it's MySQL. Okay, lovely. So that works. So we know it's MySQL. I wonder if we can do something like union. Actually, if we did 0, union select 1. No, all right. Let's do an order by. What about 2? Okay, so yeah, it's only 1. Let's just test if this will work. Presumably, yeah, it's gonna deliver us back. I imagine it delivers back. It like gets back a URL. So can we do something like Etsy host name, and then change this to a 0? No, or maybe a 10. Hmm. I'm just trying to think how this would work. It's obviously returning an image based on that, and this literally has the data inside of it. But I doubt that very much. What is all this? Okay, so I guess we can just do some SQL injection. Oh, we could try. No. We could probably just use SQLmap for blind SQL injection. It's just going to be easier. So what we'll do, actually, honestly, we just use SQLmap with a URL and say ID is the field we want to test. dbms equals MySQL. What else? Techniques equals blind. Although I guess we could probably do yeah, let me just do that. This should probably find it. Which note-taking app do I use? I mean, it depends. If I'm doing stuff on stream, I'll use Notion Enhanced. In my regular day job, I use Obsidian. What's up, Maticus? You don't have to apologize, man. Sure, won't do that. Yeah. So I found Boolean based. So right now we can rerun this, and we can extract the let's just say what probably want table name. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open a new tab because I always forget. We do dash HH. How do we know it's MySQL? So if you're doing blind SQL injection, actually I'll just share this slide. It's probably easier. All right, hang on a minute. Free course material. Look at this. All right. Okay, so basically, this will reliably detect MySQL, MS SQL, Postgres, Oracle, and SQLite. Yes, this slide is from my outline course. In the sense that if you're definitely dealing with one of these, it will detect it. These are the 5 main database types. There are definitely more, so this is not a like 100% guide. You might find out that it detects MySQL, but it might not be MySQL, for instance. But if this detects MySQL, we know it's none of these. And so all these, basically, you do them in order. So if you inject this and you get a positive result, right? So in terms of blind Boolean injection, you're getting a true result, right? Whatever you've determined is the true result. That means it's MySQL, right? Because in MySQL, if you give it a string and then a space and then a string, it will concatenate those. And so the string foo space the string bar equals foo bar. Okay? If that doesn't work, you move on to the next one, where you, instead of a space, you put a plus. Now, a plus will also work for MySQL, but because we've already said it's not MySQL, because this didn't work.
Thank you for following.
If this now works, it's MSSQL. Okay? If this doesn't work, then you use the substring command. And again, substring works in MySQL and also MSSQL, but because we've excluded those, if we use substring now and we give it the string foo and we say, hey, give me the first letter and the first, basically give me the first character. If that equals an F, we know it's Postgres. Okay, if this gives us a false result, then we try the length B function, which I think is very specific to Oracle. And length B of foo equals 3. This is basically the length in bytes. If that fails, it's SQLite. Okay, but again, it only works if you're dealing with one of these. If you are dealing with some other database, like I think there's like a Firebird database, it'll throw off false positives everywhere. But what we did was we tried that first one, foo. This, ignore this plus. This is not an actual plus. This is a space. Okay, it's just an encoded space. If I did %20, right, it would do the exact same thing. Okay, so we know that it's MySQL. All right. Okay, what do we want? We want the table. Can you do current table? No, we'll just do tables then. You know, let's do current database. Screw it. Current DB. Oh, okay. We'll give it some threads. Threads equals 10. So actually, well, instead of that, I'll put it as just V2. And then it should actually, I think, spit it out quite nicely. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so level 5 is the database. So now if we do -d level 5 and then tables, it will find all the tables for us. You can do this manually. In my course, we will do it manually. But as you can probably tell, it's pretty tedious. So it's found, I believe, 2 tables. Okay. Albums and photos. All right. I'm going to put threads at the start, actually. So if we do T albums, photos, and then just do dump, it should just give us all the information. It's going to save us some time. But I guess while that's running, we can try try some other stuff, maybe? Try robots.txt. It's never going to work, is it? I imagine this is, I mean, yeah, we're just going to, it's all going to be to do with this fetch. The fact that this doesn't work is interesting. Alright, so we have a Kittens album, which makes sense. So it looks like we have, look, we got 3 photos. This one has a flag, presumably. You'll take it. Okay, good. I hope this is a bloody flag. It says all flags take the form of flag, hex, flag. This one definitely didn't. All right, let's go to hints. Please say that was the first one. Nope, that was the second one. So I honestly wonder if we can do something like can we do an injection here? What did I select? Sorry, I selected. Okay, what I'm going to try and do. We're going to render it now, or not. All right, so 97806. All right, so I'm just going to put a search in for 98716, and then we'll do a auto scroll if it changes. All right, we're going to go this. So what I'm wondering is, can we do something like union select we can. So what I've done there, chat, is almost the same thing as I did with the password last time, right? So I've given it. So ordinarily, right, if I put a 1 here, right, if I put a 1 here, it's going to return this file, right? And if I put a 0, it's going to return nothing because there's no file called 0, right? Well, there's no entry in the database called 0. But if I do a union select and then give it a location, it returns a file. So my question now is, can I do something like ... and then do etc hostname or something? I might just try taking a few of these. I wonder if it's like, if you can you just do... If I just duplicate this, can we then just go to files adorable? No. So this query that we're injecting into, right? So let's put the 1 back there, okay? If we go to what the table looks like, the table looks like this. The ID is 1. It has a title, a parent, and a file name, right? So the query to give us the image when given an ID looks like this. All right, select file name from photos where ID equals 1, okay? And when that is executed, it's going to return this value, okay? And then that value is going to be passed to some form of file operation which loads the JPEG, okay? But if we do our union thing again, right, we inject our union select, we know that it's returning a file name, okay? And so if we give it a file name to return, yeah, then this is actually technically going to create a a table where you have a file name, and then, so yes, basically it's a temporary table. You have a file name, and it's going to have 2 rows. They're both going to be the same because this query, this half of the union, is selecting the file name from photos.id equals 1, which is this, right? And this half of the query is just selecting the string, right? The problem, though, is the file operation is just going to take the first, or the SQL, whatever's processing the results, is just going to take the first one. So if we set this to something that doesn't exist, now this half of the query is returning basically a pseudo table with no value in it. Okay, so this will still get created, this pseudo table with the file name, but it'll have no value. But when it gets unioned with this, suddenly whatever we place here gets placed there, right? And now that becomes the first one, which is why I can do I can take files like perfect. If I do this, if I take that files perfect, so you see how 1 has 97,806, and now if I do the 0 union select and then give it this, we get a completely different file, right? That was 97806. This one is 98717. It's a completely different file anyway. So we've managed to change the file. The question, though, is what the crap we do with this now. Because, like, ordinarily you could do something like this, but I don't really understand why it's not working. Unless we're not dealing with... I guess we could be dealing with Windows. I doubt it. Does it maybe need the .jpeg? Bit of space? No. There's got to be something here that we can do.
20 minutes later.
Yeah, I could potentially do that.
Thank you for following.
If this works, I'm going to laugh. No, okay. Oh, there we go. There's no reason really to even suspect that it was Python, I don't think, but okay. Well, at least we got this. All right. Thank you, Hi Cat. Good suggestion. All right, we'll finish this freaking box. Oh, I did. No, yeah, that was the previous one. I didn't want to. The thing is, I didn't want to like assume anything. On the screen are my socials. Please follow me on Twitter, join the Discord server, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and of course follow me on Twitch to get alerted when I go live. You can also find all these links in the video description.